What's up, Honors? I'm Alex, as always, and welcome back to the channel. So we are only a few days away from Christmas. Of course, Christmas is this upcoming Wednesday, I believe. And just before that, Morse Costumes has sort of given us a Christmas gift, I guess. Because just the other day on Friday, I believe, Morse Costumes released this new catalog for their 2025 Halloween decorations. Or at least a sneak peek at what they're selling this year. And I believe this was sent out to, like, people that usually buy from them. This wasn't really released publicly to people, but I don't know, somehow quite a few haunters ended up getting this, so yeah, it's kind of cool. So we're able to check this out today and check out some of the new animatronics from Morse Costumes for this year. And hopefully I'll be seeing some of these at Halloween Alley this year. But yeah, some of these I'd love to see and maybe even buy one of these. And yeah, there is some awesome stuff to get into today. So of course, that's enough talking for the intro. Let's get right into it by checking out some of these animatronics that they're going to sell this year. Alright, so right now I have a photo on screen of sort of the entire list of new major animatronics. Now, the photos aren't the best. We probably won't get like good stock photos or videos of these until probably when the Halloween Party Expo happens in a month here. But still, we can still decently see what these animatronics are. Of course, on the first page, there's some cool ones. We're going to be checking out everything on this page, just like the biggest stuff. But some of the stuff we have here is like the anime clown, these twin guys, there's some of these groundbreaker guys, this ominous Sally. This other page got like this clown guy, skeleton guy, this other zombie person. And then there's a couple other pages of stuff on here. Nothing crazy that we're going to be checking out, except on this other page, which there's a couple of interesting themes here, like the conjured spirit, some plague doctor guy, a mummy. So overall, some cool stuff to check out, but let's of course get into the first animatronic on their list here, which is of course just known right now as the anime clown. This guy looks interesting, so let's talk about him. So the anime clown guy right here doesn't look like anything too special. Looks like it's just this classic looking clown. He does look like a shorter clown, not a really tall one. It's kind of hard to tell by the picture, but I'd guess he's maybe around 4 to 5 foot, or it could be bigger. It's really hard to tell with the height on these things. But of course, we can see sort of the special thing about this clown is he's holding the teddy bear right there, which looks to have a knife, which is a little bit of an interesting idea. I'm curious what animation he's going to have. I assume maybe like side to side, or honestly, he could have like a lunging animation where he sort of lunges towards you. That could be a possibility, but overall, this guy, it's nothing too crazy, just a typical clown. I do like the look of him though, but this guy doesn't look like there's going to be anything really too crazy about him. Moving on to the next animatronic though, we have the Apocalypse Twins, which this one's a very interesting one. It's sort of this set of two animatronics, which are like these twins. And we've gotten like a lot of these twin animatronics in the past. I think even Party City might have had like twins that were very similar to this. Of course, there's that whole series of pumpkin twins. I even have a set of those right back there from Home Depot. But these ones, I don't think we ever got like a design like this exactly. Oh, this one looks more to be like possessed kids rather than like pumpkins or other like Halloween characters. So it is kind of interesting. I assume that these ones will just have probably like head animation, maybe like their arms will move. It doesn't look like they'd have anything crazy. And they're probably going to be like shorter ones since it looks like they're supposed to be children. But still look very interesting. They definitely have that possessed look. They're holding the one teddy bear there. And also looks like their base is actually like one connected base down there. They're not separate, so that'll be interesting to see. But overall, this is cool animatronic, and maybe even one I would want to get from a Hondo, so I don't know, this would be a creepy one. Moving on though, the next one we have here is a groundbreaker. We have the Corroded Reaper, which sort of reminds me a bit of that guy from Spirit Halloween for this year, the demonic gatekeeper, because, you know, it's just a big skeleton that probably rises out of the ground. This guy's hard to say what his animation is, but I assume it might be he's rising out of the ground. Or he might just be a big static guy that just has, like, mouth movement or something, I don't know. Probably have arm movement, too. Overall, he looks very interesting, though. Has a, like, classic skeleton face. Looks like there's, like, moss out of him. Maybe he's, like, a swamp reaper. He's, of course, got the lantern and everything, and overall, it's not the craziest one ever, but I still love the look of this guy, and yeah, I really want to hear his audio, too, to hear, like, what they've done with it, and also just see, like, what exactly this guy's animation is. But yeah, this guy might be my favorite one that they've, like, released so far. Oh, it looks really cool, but I can't wait to see demos of this guy. Moving on, the next animatronic right here is the ominous Sally, which this just looks like a doll one. I think Morris released a bunch of like tinier ones a while ago, so this is probably another one, that sort of series of like tinier like doll like animatronics. This one here is interesting. It pretty much just looks like a doll, but still interesting. It looks like she's kind of like angry or something. It'll probably have like head or mouth movement. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but it's going to be an alright animatronic just to see in stores. I don't think it'd be one I would get, but seems to be a very interesting animatronic. And moving on to the next one, this is sort of the jump scare animatronic of the year, which I think this guy's going to have to take it for me for my favorite animatronic that they've sort of released in this theme. I really want to see his animation, though. It seems like he'll, like, jump up, which is going to be really cool. Yeah, I love some of the stuff for this guy's face right there. Looks awesome. He's got this, like, creepy hat on. He's also got the shovel there, which it seems a bit weird. He's like a pumpkin man, but he's also giving me, like, graveyard, grave watcher vibes. So I'm curious what the whole theme's going to be with this guy. Like, what his audio is going to sound like. See that exact, like, jumping up animation. But so far, I do really love the look of this guy, and yeah, it seems weird that he's a pumpkin, but he definitely fit well into a graveyard, I think. This guy, I'm really excited to see more details about, because he might be one I'd want to get this year, who knows, because he just seems really cool. Moving on, the next theme is an animatronic, but I want to quickly talk about because it looks interesting, but we have the skull fence right here, which seems like you get these 3 skull posts, you have the chains linking them all together, it looks like the skulls up top have lights inside them. Overall, this looks really cool, this would be something fun to have for a graveyard, and honestly, I love all the animatronics, but I'd like to see more props like this for like a haunted house. Because just the animatronic stuff are cool, but more just set piece like this I'd like to see. So that's kind of cool how that's going to come out from Morse this year. Anyways, moving on to the next page right here, we have 3 more, which is cool. First of all, we have Snippers the clown, which seems to be a big clown guy. Of course, has scissors right there, which is sort of remind me of that guy from a few years ago that I think was canceled, where he had like big yard clippers, and I know lots of people want to see that guy come to stores, but he didn't. So I'm curious if this guy is like a reskin of that. I assume he will be, so we might have like some animation with the scissors there, and it'll basically be the same thing as that like graveyard guy we got a few years ago. But this time we have it in clown form, which this guy too, it's very generic. I really wish they would have done something like new. I guess the scissors thing is new, but I don't know, it still just seems a bit weird. But still, this guy's gonna be a cool one to see in stores. And I have a feeling he's like 7 foot tall. He kind of looks like he's gonna be a big clown guy, so he'll be interesting to see, and he definitely gives me vibes of Nozzles the Clown from Spirit, just with the color scheme and everything, but yeah, it's kind of interesting in stores. Anyways, moving on, we have an animatronic, which might be a new model, but seems very similar to some old ones we got, which is, of course, the Stern Cauldron Skeleton. I think it is a new version of it, but I know in the past we've already got, like, another skeleton guy or a witch or something. But this one seems cool. I like the vibe of it. It's got that classic Reaper look. It's got the big cauldron there, which probably has lights inside it, I'd assume. And for this guy, the animation will definitely be just a stick that stirs the cauldron, and he'll probably have mouth animation, won't be anything crazy. But still, I do like the look of this guy, and again, if this guy could, like, work for a graveyard scene, I think. Overall, this is a guy that is another one that maybe I would get. And the last one we have here on the animatronic page is the vertebral zombie couple, which is like a new zombie one, it seems. And this one, I don't know why there's a photo of a skeleton next to it. I'm curious if that's part of it, because it doesn't seem like there's a skeleton that's part of it. Basically looks like it's this zombie girl up here, and she's holding this zombie guy's head, which has this like thing sticking out of it, which I think is like his bones. Overall, this one looks cool. I love a good zombie one, and this one looks like it's going to be a sick zombie prop to see this year. And maybe one I would get, I'd love to do a zombie theme again this year for my haunt. This could be something that could be good to like add to it. So overall, this is an interesting one, and animation-wise on this, I think it might have, like, some animation in the arms, like maybe she'll lift up the head. Definitely have, like, mouth animation or something, but overall, this is another good animatronic, and this is a solid lineup from them this year for, like, just their animatronics. So just to recap what we have on this page, we, of course, had the Anime Clown, the Apocalypse Twins, the Corroded Reaper, Omous Sally, Pop-Up Pumpkin, Snippers the Clown, the Stern Cauldron Skeleton, and the Vertebral Zombie Couple, so pretty good lineup. Probably better than last year, I would say. But of course, moving on, there's a couple other things I want to talk about. There's some other pages here which look to have decorations that I assume are Sunstar. They're nothing crazy. We even have some stuff here that looks like it's going to be some new like animatronic ripoffs. Like we have the Creepy Lady, which looks like the Broken Spine Girl a bit. Or the Clown Trio, which is obviously just Trickster Trio. But anyways, on one of the pages down here, we have some stand-in props. And there's a couple here that look very interesting that I want to quickly talk about. One thing, of course, is the Conjured Spirit right here, which this one looks interesting. Like this sort of spirit, but it has this interesting looking design, and it just looks so creepy. I assume these stand props, they might not have animation, or they probably do, I don't know. This one, I'm curious to see if it has the animation. It probably has like waist turning animation, but this looks like a very interesting concept and one that I'd love to see like in person because it just looks really creepy, and yeah, it'd be awesome to see. We also got this new Plague Doctor guy right here, which we already got 2 Plague Doctors last year. One, of course, from Halloween Costumes, one from Home Depot. Like, we don't need another Plague Doctor, but it is interesting to see. Looks like he has just a decent design, nothing crazy, but that'd be an interesting one to see. We also got this like new mummy guy right here, which looks like he has these nice lights inside him. It looks like he's gonna stand 5 foot tall and gonna be just an interesting static one, I think. And so that's that section, but there's one last section at the end I want to talk about, which is under their decor section, where it looks like they have some licensed animatronics. We of course have some that are returning, like Leatherface, Freddy Krueger, Jigsaw I think we got before, and Jason. But we have a new Chucky one here, which looks interesting. I don't know, it looks a little bit off with this Chucky. It might be the prototype version, but it says it's 4 foot tall. And yeah, it seems like we have a new Chucky right here, which, yeah, this one's gonna be interesting to see. Not too sure how to feel about it. Right now it just looks kind of weird. I think Home Depot's version was definitely better, but it will be interesting to see a new version of Chucky for this year. And if it has some cool animation, it might be a good one to get, but yeah, we have that. And also on this page, we have lots of skeleton guys, but we also have this animated teeter totter skeletons, which is interesting, which is kind of like this full-size prop, it seems, 5 foot tall. We've got the skeletons on each side and a teeter totter in the middle, and I assume it just like bounces up and down for both of them, but if you want to do like some playground theme, this would be an interesting one to have. I'd like to see them make more stuff with skeletons like this, where it's kind of like an animatronic, but also use like a full-size skeleton. I think that'd be cool. Because over these, we haven't gone too many like skeleton animatronics, I would say. And yeah, with all that said, that is it for the video. That is, of course, the new stuff that Morse Costumes has released. I believe these animatronics are probably all that they're going to have this year. I think this is their full catalog for this year. I don't think they're going to have like any like more stuff. I think this is all that we're going to get, but it looks decent. I can't wait to see what Halloween Alley ends up getting at the Halloween Party Expo this year to sell here in Canada. Hopefully they get some good stuff, because some of these animatronics this year I would love to have, and definitely love to see them in stores. So I can't wait to see what Halloween Alley gets, and maybe 1 or 2 of these I might actually pick up this year, who knows. But anyways, some awesome stuff, and hopefully you enjoyed checking it out with me. Anyways, that's it for today's video, and also Merry Christmas to all of you. Gonna have a few more Christmas videos coming out, like a tour of my Christmas display. Gonna have 2 more display videos coming out. Gonna have some store tour videos. I filmed some today, I have some clearance stuff, and when I go out shop on Boxing Day, I might have a couple more videos, who knows. And I might also make a video just talk about like Spirit Halloween, Home Depot, some of their new Christmas stuff for this year. And I probably also will have a Party City video out soon, because as you know, Party City is closing all their stores, so I want to come on talk about that for a bit. But anyways, that's gonna finish it for today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy. I will see you all in the next video, probably tomorrow. Goodbye.